We are back here on Carolina Women with our good friend, Dr. Brad Morris, and it's great to see you today.
Good seeing you as well.
A lot to talk about. There's a lot on the news these days about weight, being healthy. What is healthy? Is fat, is there a difference between weight and fat and just body types? How does all that work? And you've got a heck of a good weight loss program.
Yeah, so, I mean, fat, we have different kinds of fat. You have superficial fat, which is a fluffy fat around your belly.
Right.
But the bad fat is the visceral fat, and what that is fat around your organs. And so when I'm working with people, we'll measure visceral fat, and it's one of the things that I really want to get off people because it's dangerous to their health.
Exactly, that's what you were sharing with me.
And what is the perfect weight? Well, they have a BMI, which I don't necessarily agree with.
I agree, yeah.
Because if you've ever lifted a weight, you're going to weigh more than if you never lifted a weight.
Okay.
And so that BMI is based on height and weight. So what I like to look at is what's your percentage of water, what's your body fat percentage, and what's your visceral fat.
Okay.
And then when we can get those in line, you will lose weight. You'll be at a perfect weight.
Let me ask you a question about body fat. Are there sort of within normal range body fats, and is that a function of man, woman, age?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes to all those things.
Yes to all the,
Yeah. So, of course, when we're weighing people, we're going to put in height.
Okay.
All right? And then sex, of course. So that definitely plays a role. It also plays a role in what percentage of water you should have. So men are going to have a little bit more than women. So
Okay.
I like to see 50% of your body weight be water.
I've oftentimes heard that as we age, it's not that we want people to be bigger, but we don't want them to be so lean that they have no residual energy in case they get sick or things like that.
Well, that's what we do here is we'd like to turn people into fat-burning machines instead of sugar-burning machines.
Got it.
Everybody that walks through my door, they burn sugar for energy, but when you burn fat for energy, it's much more efficient.
Efficient.
Yeah, and you feel a lot better. It's easier on the brain works better. But getting into a fat-burning state is hard with the standard American diet.
What's really interesting is you practice what you preach, as does your family. What would that look like? So a client comes in and says, I'm really interested in losing weight. Can it happen tomorrow?
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
If I could snap my fingers,
Yeah.
Can you imagine? So what we do is I do a history with them and go, okay, what's going on with you? And then I decide whether or not I can actually accept them into a weight loss program, or do they really need to do more functional medicine first because they got some health conditions going on?
That makes sense.
Most people can't lose weight because they're inflamed. If you're inflamed, you will not lose weight. So you see the people that are at the gym, they're working out, they claim they're eating correctly, and they can't lose a pound. Well, there's inflammation there somewhere. And most of the time, it's the gut. Okay. People don't break down their food properly, therefore they don't absorb their nutrients properly. You don't absorb it, your brain won't let it go.
Got it.
Because it's afraid it's not going to get it again.
Oh, scarcity.
Yeah, you think about Thanksgiving, everybody eats big plates of food,
Right.
takes a nap because their blood sugar is so high, wake up and have a piece of pie. Your stomach is about the size of my fist. Where did all this food go, and how could you possibly want any more? Well, they're not getting the nutrients they need. So the brain's like, eat some more because I need these nutrients. And so that's what makes people crave, it's what makes people hungry.
So what do you do? What does your weight loss program look like? What would my experience be?
I use peptides.
Okay.
And peptides are just amino acids, and what they do is they increase metabolism and burn fat. We also use some herbs for appetite control. No stimulants, everything we do is all natural. And then we incorporate intermittent fasting.
Okay.
And then we have lunch and dinner. We do have a list of free foods so people aren't, starving. I don't want to be miserable when I'm trying to get to my goal. And so I kind of put the program together that way so that you're not unhappy.
Can you define intermittent fasting? I've heard different ways of explaining it, but I'm curious.
Basically, intermittent fasting is after dinner, you're not going to eat again until lunch.
Okay,
so you fast through, and there's different time frames. This is more of a 16-hour fast than the 8-hour eat window.
Got it.
What it does, it gives your body a chance to digest everything. If you're eating all the time, now your system has to digest food.
Okay.
But intermittent fasting gives everything a break. And by giving everything a break, we decrease inflammation.
Wow.
And inflammation is the name of the game.
I know we have to take a break right now, but if it hasn't gotten your interest, it's certainly piqued mine. So Dr. Morris will be on with us again next month. We look forward to talking.
Well, thank you for having me.
Stay with us, more to come.